Hi everyone, I thought I'd do another video in the MetaTrader programming series. We're making good progress with scripts. I'm running out of things to show you, and we'll soon be moving on to things like EAs and indicators. But there's one last thing I want to do, which is we've been writing scripts to modify orders, so modifying the stop loss and the take profit and things like that. And one thing I want to show you is how you can make a trailing stop loss script. Now normally you'd actually write this as an EA rather than a script, because a script in general is something you drop into the chart and it's done once immediately and then that's it, whereas an EA is something that monitors things on an ongoing basis. In general, a trading stop is going to be something which you have to do on an ongoing basis and for as long as the trade lasts. But I was thinking about a way that one could actually do this, and there's a way of doing it within a script, and it's actually quite neat because it means that the script finishes as soon as the position's closed. So anyway, it's a more complicated bit of coding, so I'm going to do it in several parts. So today's part is going to be quite simple, and what it is, we're used to writing code here for modifying the stop loss and things like that. What I'm going to do today is just modify the stop loss and set it to the N bar low. So if you're a long, it's going to be like 5 bar or 10 bar, whatever the input is, low for the stop, and vice versa for the for shorts. And that's going to be the first part of our trail. And we're going to build it up gradually. So in the end, you're going to have a trailing stop script, which will be quite useful. Okay, and we'll learn some stuff on the way. Okay, so that's the plan. First thing we need to do is first thing I want to do is save this as a new script, because I think we've come to the end of that one. So I'm going to call this my third script. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start and use this as a template to start off with. Okay. And what we're going to do in this one is, let's just go through the inputs and see which ones we need. We are going to, let's get rid of all those, in fact. And just first parameter we're going to need is an input, which is the number of bars back we want to do our trail. Input is going to be an int because it's a whole number. So n bars trail. Okay, and just set that to 5 as a default value. Okay, so let's go through this code here. A lot of this is going to be the same. So we're looping through all the orders here. We'll make sure we can select it and make sure it matches the symbol chart. Now, here it says is long order, and if we look at our function is long order, that says whether it's a buy limit or a buy stop, so a pending order or it's a position. Now, we only want to do this when it's actually a position. Okay, so what we want to do is say, you remember we've selected the order here, which means we have access to things like order stop, order take profit, also order type. Now, order type is the bit we want. If we don't want to call the function anymore, I just want to say if the order type is a buy. Okay, and remember this double equals is for checking if something is equal, something like an if statement. OP buy, if you remember, is an actual position rather than a pending order. Okay, so if we are in an actual position, now we don't need those anymore or any of that. There's our modify order bit, and we're not going to do anything with the take profit bit, so we're going to set that back to the take profit of the order already, which already may have been set or not, but anyway, we're not going to interfere with that. The only thing we're going to do is a stop loss. So what we're going to do is calculate the stop loss. Okay, so that's what the variable is. Now, we want to find the n bars trail lowest low for our long. Okay, now the function you need is I lowest. Okay, and if you start, let me show you. I'll click on that and hit F1, and here's the reference for lowest. Okay, now the important bit is it returns the shift. It doesn't return the actual low value, it returns how far back this low value occurred. Okay, and there's some handy little code here which actually shows you how to use it. Okay, so There you go. Okay, let's just go through this. So lowest. Now, if I do this again, it'll prompt me. So the symbol we want, if I put null here for the symbol, then it uses the symbol on the existing chart. And again, if I put naught for the time frame, it uses the time frame on the existing chart, both of which obviously I want to do in this case. Series number, I want to go mode low in this case, which means I'm trying to find the lowest low, because you can find the lowest close or the lowest, right. Count is the look back, which remember is our n bars trail. And the start is the shift. Okay, so now I'm going to assume, just for now, that the current bar hasn't completed, because we can drop the script in any time. So if I want to look back for the lowest low of the last 5 bars, or whatever it's set to, I need to shift it back by 1, because the current bar is still forming. Okay. So that's the function. Now what that returns, as it said, is the index. Okay, so I'm going to write it like that. And if you're unsure about why I'm doing that, have a look at the code here. Okay. So there's the index is the lowest low, and then I'm going to need to check that the index is greater than or equal to 0. In other words, because sometimes if this function doesn't work, then it will return -1. Okay, so you need to check that it's actually worked. Normally there's no reason why it shouldn't, unless you put something silly in here. Right, so we're going to check that that's correct, and then so I'm only going to do this next bit if that is correct. Okay, so let me just indent this like that to make it neater. Okay, so I found the thing right now. In fact, I'm going to move this stop loss declaration in here like this. Stop loss equals low of the index. Okay, now let me just explain this. This function here tells you how far back the lowest value in the last n bars trail occurred. Okay, so if this is 5, tells you where which index was of the lowest bar of the last 5. Okay, so then I actually want that value, and that's the low value there. Okay, so I'm just going to put for now the stop loss equal to that value. Okay, now we're probably going to actually want to have a little offset, like it's going to be a point or something below that, or a tick, but in fact let's just make it 1 point lower. So just a pipette -1 minus point. If you remember, that is the smallest fluctuation, so I'm just going to offset it by a tiny amount, and that is going to be an input later on, no doubt, but just for now I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so there we are. This I'm not sure why this is here. I don't need this. Get rid of that. Right. So we selected it. It's a buy. I've worked out the lowest index. I've set the low. Worked out the lowest low, and I'm going to set that. So I just need to do the same thing on the other side. If it's now, I need to check here that this is an actual short position, but last time it was either if it wasn't a long, it was going to be a short of some description, so I didn't have to check, but this time I only want the actual positions. So I need, right, and let's get rid of most of this. Okay, so the equivalent is going to be here, int idx equals I. Now it's going to be highest in this case, because we're in a short. Again, it's null and naught and mode high. N bars trail, and 1 for all the same reasons as before. Again, I have to check that this index is actually greater than or equal to 0, and if it is, I'm going to calculate the stop loss equals high of my index, and I'm going to add 1 point. Okay, and indent that. Remember, take profit we're not setting, so order take profit, stop loss we're setting, and I need to match up my brackets. There, right. Okay, have a quick look through that. That all looks reasonable. So that's the lowest low, highest high, stop loss. Right, okay, let's just check that compiles. It does compile. Good. All right, so now let's just try it out. Let's go to my chart here. I don't know what we fancy here. Let's just, for the sake of lunacy, this look like? Okay, little 1 minute downtrend here. Let's just put on a short there. Okay, and then let's find our script. My third script. Okay, here we are. And so we've gone short there. Let's do a 5-bar trail. Seems reasonable. My third script. Okay, so look at the inputs. N bars trail 5. It should pick up its short and it should put the stop loss in. And there we go. So it counts back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should be in the highest high there is probably that one there, which if you see down here is 651. And so the stop loss should be 652, being 1 point above. And there you go. Right, so as you see at the moment, it's a one-shot deal in that it won't change with each bar. So I have to keep dropping it in. So if I drop it in again, I don't think it's going to change actually. Okay, yeah. Now this little message here is basically because the stop loss is actually the same as it was before. So it's complaining about trying to modify that. So that's something we'll have to change as well. But there we go. That's the part 1. We're going to work on this to make it more user-friendly, and then we're actually going to make it so it, rather than just being a one-shot deal, we're going to it will actually keep checking for as long as the position's in place, and then stop as when it's finished. Okay, so there you are. As always, any questions, let me know. Always welcome feedback. Okay, bye for now.